The core offer that you would purchase from me is personal development coupled with spiritual development and giving you step-by-step ways to take you from zero to, 6 7 figure income status.
Meet Dr. Steven. He's a leader who has planted over 10 churches, authored over 14 books, and founded multiple million-dollar companies.
I began to have to develop new systems just for myself personally and bring on what we call personal growth strategists, which are coaches that assist me. So the low end is $20.24. The high end is about $18,000.
He empowers communities through faith, entrepreneurship, and philanthropy to transform lives worldwide and foster international economic growth.
Don't let other people rush you to be something you're not. So now we're on board to actually double and triple because we have access to more people. On a consistent basis, we do about anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000 a month.
Welcome, Dr. Stephen Newton, to the show. Dr. Stephen is a leader who has planted over 10 churches, authored 14 books, and founded multiple million-dollar companies. He empowers communities through faith, entrepreneurship, and philanthropy to transform lives worldwide and foster international economic growth. Dr. Stephen, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm excited about it.
Likewise. Let's take this away with, what's your mission on this planet?
My mission on this planet is to help what men would consider average individuals to develop their dreams, goals, and aspirations in order to impact their local communities around them.
Very clear. And before doing all of that in your previous life, what did you do before, and what inflection point made you then start your mission?
Well, I've been in ministry or spiritual development since I was 7 years old, licensed and ordained in the church. And but the pivot point came for me when I joined the United States military. And so I joined the military October of 1998 and had a great experience, learned things about leadership and finances, and then traveled to Europe. I lived in Europe for 6 years. I noticed the difference between the living in Europe and the living in the United States, and just all of it. I was like, okay, I have some learning to do and some catching up to do. And then once I saw how the impact changed my life, I wanted to go back into my local community in the state of Louisiana and help change the lives of others. And that just really benefited so much, myself and those who were around us.
Crystal clear. Good segue to talk about today's offer. So if I were a typical client of yours, what's that core offer that I would buy from you?
The core offer that you would purchase from me is personal development coupled with spiritual development, and that kind of not just going into biblical background, biblical foundation, but tapping into the mind, dealing with some neuro linguistic programming, helping you to remove some of those blockages and hindrances that have kept you from experiencing the best that you believe that you've been sent to the earth to do, and giving you step-by-step ways in order to coach you through those processes to take you from zero to 6 7 figure income status. Yeah.
Nice. And let's talk about price points real quick. Where does it start on the low end? Where does it end on the high end?
The low end is $20.24 for the year 2024. So the low end is $20.24. The high end is about 18,000.
Wow, that's a big spread.
Yes, sir.
Give me a quick like the 18K one. What is it? 1-to-1, 1 year, weekly, monthly mentoring, or what's the 18K offer?
The 18K is weekly mentoring. Then we do some one-on-ones, and that person has access to me daily, so they can reach out, ask a question. Hey, I'm going into this meeting. What do I need to do? I have to write this plan. What do I need to do? How do I set this up? So they get direct access to me. And then I also do traveling with them if they need me to sit in a meeting with them or help them negotiate a contract or a deal. I actually go and sit in those meetings. If they're negotiating a government contract or anything, I actually go with them, give them the tools, resources they need to help them. So that spread, the 2024, you may get some videos, some Zoom calls, some this, that, and the other, but that 18,000, you're going to really get impact so that you can get some substantial fruit and results in what it is you're endeavoring to do. Yeah.
Very clear. Take me on a timeline real quick. When did you launch the business as is with the current offer stack?
In 2017. 2017. Yes, sir.
And what tools do you use to deliver the value to your clients?
We use Zoom, and before Passion, we would do we use ClickFunnels heavily, and so we would build our funnels out through ClickFunnels. We used a site with not Wikipedia, but homestead.com. We moved from that, of course, as AI and different tools began to develop. And so we tapped into Zoom. And there was, I think we did Google Hangouts for a while. And then we tapped into Zoom. We realized that that was more feasible for what it was that we were doing. Some YouTube, we did that for a while. And for a while, we did Facebook and social media. But once we tapped into Passion, I said, okay, we can really hone in on bringing our audience to one place and have them develop their get their access to what it is that we offer from one place instead of going all over the place. And we continue to have ownership of our intellectual property and won't have to share that with all of these social media developments.
Yeah, very, very clear, right? Makes total sense. Let's talk about success real quick. How many customers do you have today in a typical month?
Oh, in a typical month, we may do about 325 in a tip 325 customers in a typical month.
325, is that new customers or including existing customers all in?
No, that's new customers. The all in that has ranged from 2,500 to about 3,000. And we would harness that. We began harnessing that through a Telegram. I use some business principles and some of the same business principles that I teach. Developed a Telegram group. We had 7 people in that group. Within a 6-month time, we had over 3,000 people in that group.
Right.
And so we used those particular price points that we have. Then we started bringing the group down as we upgraded based on those price points. And so we have other groups where we move you from that 3,000 group, depending on where you are. We move you from that 3,000 group to to a 600 group, from a 600 group to a 125 group. So that way we have that impact, that substantial impact. Yeah.
Right. Like, so very community led and then like smaller and
It's
smaller.
very community, absolutely.
Um,
But where you're
real
getting
quick,
tangible results that you can put on a chart.
I hear you. I love to run the numbers in my head, right? So like 325 new customers, and they come in for 2024 a month, potentially even more because you also have other offers, right? So like 325 times 20 something is almost 7K. Assuming you have also other offers, there will be 10K. But he also likes the 10K new revenue a month, but then you also have existing revenue, which is another 50K potentially if it's 2,500 that are paying. I don't know. So that's 60K times 12, 700K. You're just shy of $1 million a year.
That's from that program. We've done more. We've gotten to the place where, man, I don't know. We're getting we've done about at the most we did about $1 million in a week. We did on a consistent on a consistent basis. We do about anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000 a month. I mean, God has been real good to us. God's been real good to us.
Holy moly! Like, congratulations. So 100 to 500 on an average month, and then like up to $1 million a week when like stuff is really peaking.
Stuff.
He
Right.
launched. That
Right.
means
There
let's
was
say
there was
300
one
on.
time we got a phone call from PayPal because one of our price points was 149, and the representative said, "You have a lot of 149s coming through." At that time, we were going from like 45,000 a month to 60,000 a month to 75,000 a month. Then we hit $100,000 a month. They was like, "Hold up, what's going on?"
Amazing. And right now that means, let's say 300 on average times 12, 3.6, like 4 million ballpark. Like that's the run rate that the business is on right now.
That's the round rate. Yes, sir.
Okay. Take me on like to understand growth as well. If I could compare this to a year ago, is it now double? Or was it back in half? Was it like just a little bit less? Was it much less? Like how did it compare now to a year ago?
To a year ago, it was a year ago was much less. So much so that I began to have to develop new systems just for myself personally, and bring on what we call personal growth strategists, which are coaches that assist me, facilitators help to facilitate some of the coaching programs that we have. And so we broke it down into some summits where those who were apart could travel to different places. And so we've done summits in Dallas, Virginia, Louisiana, Houston, and to kind of really offset some of it. But the growth this year has been more those that's really working on tangible results, and those that's left for the 2024 programs, whatever. Those are really just video coaching and whatnot. But I really wanted to focus on those who actually had a plan, desired to do something with their lives, and not just hoard information. Because you have people who can, because
Yeah.
it's affordable, they can afford it, and the card to swipe, but they but they don't necessarily get the results that you're looking for. So we really wanted to build that passionate, intentional relationship with those who are looking to develop their dreams, goals, and aspirations. Yeah.
Amazing. How big is the team? Like, is it you and a few contractors? And what are the biggest items on the cost side of the business?
Our team, we have about 12. We had 14, but one of them passed away. And so we had, and then that was the wife passed away, and then the husband had some success, and he wanted to go out and kind of start on his own thing and renew his life and get some refreshment in his life or whatever. And so we lost two. But so we have 12 that help to facilitate what it is that we offer. And really, at this point, our personal development, spiritual development, and we do some things in the financial market. That's really the peak point for their information. A lot of people are endeavoring to know more about themselves spiritually, tapping into neuro-linguistic programming, psychoneuroimmunology, and then helping to bridge their finances at the same time. So those three together has been what we've used to really bring great price points and differences in people's lives.
If you think the creator economy is really interesting, then I got something for you. On milliondollarcreators.club, we actually created a database of all the creators out there, and you see not just their fans, followers, subscribers, but actually how much money are they making. So with that, we bring now transparency into the creator economy, and you really see how are the best of the best get their customers, price their offers, create their offer stack, get customers, which tools are they using, how will they grow and triple their business going forward. So if that's interesting for you, including lists of who makes the most revenue, who has the fastest revenue growth, who has the biggest audience, who has the fastest growing audience, who makes the most revenue per follower, and who has the most exciting offer stack from low end all the way to the high end, then go to milliondollarcreators.club and enjoy the data.
How do you get eyeballs awareness about your offers?
Say it again now.
How do you get eyeballs and awareness about your offers, like customer acquisition? How does it really work? You promote to the Facebook group or the email list predominantly? Like how do you get eyeballs and what's then the funnel to purchase?
Okay. So because we did a lot of work in the community, we do a lot of work in the community. Every time we do work in our community, we collect data. So Thanksgiving, we're giving away 700 to 1,000 turkeys. To get a turkey, we're collecting data. We get telephone numbers, we get email addresses, we get and so you come out, you get your turkeys. We have what's called pop-ups. And so there are various other businesses that are connected to us. They can come out while people are picking up their turkeys for Thanksgiving. They're going around the various tables, getting products, this, that. And so we're collecting data. Well, I have a text message, SMS program as well. And so instead of going to Facebook, having that controlled by an algorithm, I market directly to those text messages. I market directly to the emails that they've provided. We do some work in real estate. Okay. When people rent out our homes, I have family members who like to rent out our homes, or we collect leads on that. We're collecting that information as well. We get permission from them to reach out to them because our programs are beneficial. They're helping the community. We contact them through their text messages, through their emails. We also do Facebook groups when necessary. But when that started being heavily controlled by the algorithm, we said, okay, I want to deal directly with them. Then we started doing direct mail. And so we had our graphic design team to start designing different things, and we went direct mail QR codes. We were doing QR codes before QR codes was a thing. People, and so we were scanning the text, all that kind of stuff, and directing them directly to. So the funnels would direct them to all of our information. We'll collect that data and then reach out to them in whichever way we were able to do so. We started a martial arts school. I'm a fifth degree black belt, and so I started a martial arts school. Was contracted out with a local city into their parks. We had a contract for 15 locations. I only had the energy to do 8, to build 8 of those locations out, and so we would get directly with the community, those zip codes, and just really hone in on those particular. So if the postal system told us that these were active addresses, then we mailed to those active addresses. Yeah, so we really went around being controlled by the algorithm there.
Right. Okay, so you really circumvented the algorithm. You essentially give out turkeys for Thanksgiving, direct mail, QR codes, martial arts school, like anything offline. You collect data, which is email addresses, and then you have a text funnel, and that ultimately then promotes the offers, and that's how you get conversions.
That's how we get conversions. And so we
That is insane.
people would say, why don't you push Facebook? And I would say Facebook is a free medium, and if it's free, that means you're the product. So so Facebook is not really giving me Facebook, Twitter, those things, X, the threads. They're not giving me the attention that I
Right.
necessarily need, because especially when you're dealing with things like community development and financial development, because some of those people, though they may desire the turkeys or may desire affordable housing, they don't want to have that shown on social media that they're trying to get a free turkey or they're trying to get free clothes or something like that. And so we said, okay, if you don't want to do that, no problem. We'll come directly to you, where you have direct access to us. We have direct access to you. And so any courses we provide, they're QR coded, and we send those QR codes out through the mail. And when they get their mail and get their bills and everything, they're scanning the QR code, and there goes the course. So we have literally direct impact with the communities that we're involved with.
Before we continue, there's one favor I would like to ask. If you enjoy what we do here and you enjoy the guests that we bring, please join $1 Million Creators by hitting the subscribe button. And if you do, I'll make you a deal. I do everything in my power to make this show bigger and better for you. Do we have a deal?
Amazing. That's really good. Let's talk about the future. Can you triple the business with the current resources, and what strategy or tactic will get you there? And before you answer, just to get again like a feeling for like last year, you were less specific there. Like, did you also triple there? Did you double like last year to this year? And now can you triple?
Well, now we're looking to double. Last year, I wanted some breathing time. So last year, I spent a lot, though I was doing coaching. We have what's called our Millionaire Fast Track. And so I did direct coaching with those who were part of our Millionaire Fast Track. But I would do that from the beach in Hawaii or from Istanbul, Turkey, or
So same level, but like good time for yourself.
it was same level because I wanted to take time for myself. So once I developed, okay, how can I better use passion? Okay, now that we have apps, these apps can go into different countries. Okay, now we can take this and the communities that I've built in India, the communities that I've built in Pakistan and these other countries, Ghana and various things. Okay, now with this app, I can control the direct access that we've had in the community and just now replicate this in other communities. We spend a lot of time in Nigeria and Lagos and various things, Victoria Island. We said, okay, hold on. The population here is great. But of course, Facebook is Facebook, Twitter is Twitter. They have all the things that they have going on business-wise and political, in this geopolitical environment. But passion gives me the ability to tap into this without having all of that. So now we're on board to actually double and triple what it was that we were doing because we have access to more people.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the biggest thing holding you back personally on achieving and unlocking that growth trajectory?
that God only created one me. So, so I tell people that's the biggest thing holding me back personally is just, man, if I could place myself in multiple places at the same time, that would be great. However, on the business side, it's a lot of the technologies that are coming out. I think they are realizing the impact that people are making because of globalization. And so if everything is becoming a subscription and you're here, there, and everywhere, they're splitting up the services to get larger bases in their subscriptions. And it's really getting difficult to navigate. Do I need this? Do I need that? And trying to streamline what it is you actually need to make the impact that you're desiring, which is why I really love passion so much, because it gives me the ability to have everything in one spot, and I don't have to be having a subscription over here, over there, and everywhere, and losing sight really of all the subscriptions that I have, of all the subscriptions that I have, and much of it is covering things that aren't even necessary anymore. Because if you can afford something in one spot, then you don't have to you don't have to pay for all of that in all these other places.
Right.
Yeah.
Next
So
section is
really,
called Favorite Five. It's a fast-paced section. You can answer in one word.
oh
Let's-
my,
Let's go. So, what's your favorite book or business book?
my favorite book, Retire Young, Retire Rich, Robert Kiyosaki.
It's not the Bible. Okay. Just teasing you. What's your favorite way to get inspiration and to learn and grow?
Now that would be the Bible.
Love it. What's your favorite person that you are studying, your role model?
My role model, Michael Bernard Beckwith, Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith.
What's your favorite event or conference that you have attended or would love to attend?
My favorite event so far, a conference that I have attended, is it's called Believe Nation, with the founder, Dr. David Imonitier.
What's your favorite online tool for building your company?
My favorite online tool for building my company has become Passion.
Thank you. What's your favorite city or place that you would love to move to?
Miami, Florida.
What's the biggest thing on your mind right now?
My family.
Personal section. How many hours do you work per week?
My family would say 168, but I would say I would say about I would say about 60 hours a week. Yeah.
And how many hours do you sleep per night?
Ooh. I would say about 6.5. 6.5.
And what's the situation? Married, single, any kids?
Yes. We're separated. We have 4 children.
And what's your age?
42.
Final question. I also want to give some advice for the audience. If you could go back in time and have a conversation with your 20-year-old self, what's the best piece of advice that you would give to your younger self?
Wow. Just had this conversation in the game card, and the game card asked that question. I would say to my younger self, don't let other people rush you to be something you're not.
Don't let other people rush you to be something you're not.
You're not. And that's because I started preaching and various things so young that the only reference that people had to that were people who were 40 and 50 years old. And so they were expecting from me when I was 13, 14, and 17 years old to be the replica of someone who was 50 years old. And so they were pushing me to do things that at my age, I shouldn't have been doing. And so I didn't get to enjoy certain parts of my young adult age, my adolescence, because I was trying to be someone that I had no business endeavoring to be.
Right.
And so it pushed me to get married at a young age and have children. You know, I'm 40, 42. My oldest child is should be 23 in June. And so I just got started so young trying to be something I was not. So I would tell my 20-year-old self, enjoy being 20. Don't try to be 50 at 20 years.
That is Dr. Stephen Newton. He is a leader who has planted over 10 churches, authored 14 books, founded multiple million-dollar companies, and he solved his own problem. He was in the ministry and then joined the army, traveled Europe, and then saw what impact can do with people, and on base of that built his business. So today, if you work with him, you can get personal and spiritual development, weekly mentoring one-on-one. It starts at 2024 a year and goes up to 18K. Check out his programs. He delivers his value with Zoom, Passion.io, and ClickFunnels. He's doing it for many years now, has thousands of customers, is this significant 7-figure business, team of 12. His funnel is insane. Like he has, for example, the Thanksgiving funnel where he gives away turkey, and then with that collects data and emails that then converts to text messages, and then text messages to purchase to online courses. And there's direct mail, QR codes, martial arts schools, all the things in the community that collects data then ultimately leads to courses. That's an amazing funnel and is completely independent of algorithms. And now he will, with the app, take it to the next level, go global, and take it to the next level. Thank you so much, Dr. Stephen, for sharing your passion.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.